What's cracking, everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So if you're new here, the type of videos and content that I create are my documented series as an entrepreneur. I get to learn from all my wins and all my losses. So if you're new here, be sure to subscribe, turn that bell notification on, and turn that like button blue. In this series, I show you guys the process of my journey of flipping this RV and making some pretty good profits. So if you guys haven't seen the prior episodes, be sure to get caught up on episodes 1 and 2 of this RV flip so you guys can get all caught up. In this episode, you get to see us actually remove the transmission, repair the transmission, and the struggles we had to go through experiencing with that. But either way, let's get into it. I'm out here about to work on the RV. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm going to start my massive mission on pulling out this transmission. What I'm gonna do is try to get better access to it. I've worked on plenty of cars before, but I've never worked on a huge ass RV. Obviously it's the same thing. Look, you can see it's on a truck chassis, it's on the Econoline chassis. So essentially all the mechanics behind it, I'm assuming, are gonna be exactly like how it is on the regular Econoline. So what I'm gonna do is that since I don't have an actual RV jack, I'm gonna try to clear up some room underneath here. If I take this off, this like shield thing off, I'll have a little bit more clearance underneath so I can get underneath there. If worse comes to worse, I'm gonna try and pull the transmission out the way it is and work on it and try to rebuild it underneath the RV without having to actually jack it up, because like I said, I don't have an RV jack. So I'm gonna see how that goes. I'm probably not gonna record the whole entire thing of me doing all the stuff step by step, but I'll probably just record little things here and there of me actually working on it, and hopefully I'll have it out pretty soon. Okay, so I haven't been recording myself a lot lately because I've been focusing on pulling this transmission out. The transmission's completely out now. See, that's the flywheel. Pull the transmission out. I've been working on this for like the past maybe 2-3 days. You can see we have the torque converter and the transmission completely out. I'm trying to pull that front pump seal out all the way, because that you can see right here, that actual front seal bushing is what went bad, and that's what I need to replace. So I need to pull that front pump from the outside of the transmission, and you can see some of it's already leaking, but that's what it looks like. The next day, I couldn't get the actual transmission pump seal out of the transmission, and the actual transmission is huge. You can see the transmission is giant, so I can't get it out from underneath the RV. So we went to Harbor Freight yesterday, and we got this. So this is like it's called a bottle jack. It's to enable us to actually lift up the RV, so we can go ahead and pull the transmission out from it. Is it heavy?
Yeah. Heavier than I thought. Can you hold the box?
Seems pretty self-explanatory. This is how we do it out here on the side of the road. So we're back. We got these blocks. Look literally like Lego sets. We paid 40 bucks though. So we paid 40 bucks for RV Legos. Should I pull it?
Might clear. It's heavy as it's not like the other transmission.
Yeah. You see how high it looks too. So we got it out all the way. That bottle jack came in handy. These one-way Lego blocks came in handy. Here, let me show them real quick. So you can see this pump needs to come out all the way. I use this as pry tools, but there's an actual transmission filter that's inside of this that needs to come out. So I gotta take off the lower transmission oil pan and get the filter off so this can come all the way out and we can replace this bushing that was initially leaking. So we got the transmission out all the way. This is the transmission. You can see how huge it is. It's literally almost the size of the back of the Ranger. The tires gonna hold it as I drive the whip. We live?
We're live.
I'm gonna take off this this oil pan here, transition oil pan, like I said, so I can get to the transmission filter. The fuck? She got stuck. It's just way easier to use than having a ratchet each one.
Yeah.
Just gonna take this shit off.
Probably the one's a little better for this instance.
Let's take it off. And then this is the transmission filter. So this is what was blocking it, I think. Yeah. Maybe that's why it's stuck right now. Recording it?
Yeah.
There you go, see? This is the bushing that needs to get replaced. This is the one that got and then I'm just undoing it little by little. And that transmission filter head was in the way. Once we take this out, we'll see what our next obstacle will be. There it is. So the inside of the transmission looks like. This is the actual transmission pump. See, she looks crazy. Alright, so what did I do, Tyler?
We're about to replace the seal right here. If you can see the inside of the spring, it's not a good sign. It means it usually needs to be replaced. So we're gonna try to use the flathead to pry this thing out.
Very energetic. So look, you already seen the video. We obviously pulled this out all the way. What we gotta replace is this bushing. There's like these the spring that's inside, and the original OEM ring from 92, I guess, was just pretty bad. So this is a pretty common issue. What we're gonna try to do is we're gonna try to use a flathead, a couple of these flatheads, to try to pry this bushing out, and then we're gonna press in a new one with the rubber mallet. Looks like it's not doing shit.
Looks like it's just bending. It looks like something's happening.
Yeah. All right, so we were able to get the whole entire bushing off. You see we kind of clapped it out quite a bit, but we got it out nonetheless. You can see this is where the new one's gonna go. Right now I gotta go to Ford and get a part for this front pump seal. This is what it looks like. This looks pretty cool. If you guys seen this in person, you can see really how huge this transmission is. But you can see the bottom of it. This is where the transmission filter goes. And it's pretty huge. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get a replacement of this. The new, better and improved one. Put it in that front seal, and then it should be good to go. All right, so I went to Ford and bought the new bushing, the transmission seal pump bushing. You can see I took the old one out. This is the old clapped one. You can see I had to do some good old work to get it out. Here's a comparison of the two. So here's the new one on the left, and on the right one is the old one. This one, this actual middle piece tends to bend in when it gets warmed up, and it unseals the transmission pump, which is that. Then that thing will leak, which goes in there.
But this is a new one improved. This one ideally won't do that, so I won't have to deal with any transmission problems, and it gets it ready for the next person, which is good. But I'm gonna go ahead and install it, press it on that transmission pump, go ahead and put the transmission pump back in. I'm also gonna reinstall that transmission filter, as well as put the transmission pan, mount it back on, and get everything ready to put back into the RV. So the new seal is completely installed. There's the old one, as I already showed you. So now I'm gonna go ahead and grab this front pump and reinstall it back into the transmission, and then go ahead and bolt up that oil pan and install that transmission. Alright, so I went ahead and torqued down the whole entire oil pan. The actual pump is almost installed. I gotta get those bolts back and then torque this down. I found the torque specs online. You can see the bushings installed. Pretty much everything's good to go. So we're gonna take it to the RV and get it ready to put it in.
That is a wrap for today's video. In this next upcoming series, in the next episode, you can expect us to see us actually reinstalling the transmission and then moving on into the interior of the RV. But as you guys can see, and I've said this multiple times throughout this series, you will face adversity in any journey that you take. Now, the good thing here is that you get to see us go through the actual pains, and you get to see what we do to overcome our problems. So with that being said, make sure to stay tuned for the rest of these videos, and I'll see you guys on the next one.